time.
Spread it thick, don't let it flop. We're spreading on.
Oh yeah.
We're spreading on. Keep it creamy now. We're spreading on.
Oh yeah.
We're spreading on. Keep it creamy now.
Right, hello, welcome Archons to another Phlox'em, and we got more KAGI Top Cut. We are in the second round now, and I actually have my match later today. But first, we've got two players we haven't seen on the stream yet, and that is going to be Stormstrong and not2night. Both are very long time KAGI veterans, both very solid players, and bringing some interesting decks here. So on Stormstrong side, on the left here, we've got an Amber Skies deck, the Unclean Assembly rep of Everwillow. And yes, so this is actually one that if you saw the bottom of the Beaker episode, I'm sure someone can find which episode exactly that is, but this is the one that Stormstrong played through the KAGI live at KFC this past year, and had a very good run with it. I think winning KAGI live. You have to go see the episode again. I watched it, but I don't remember. But this is the deck that he ran through that whole event, and it's a crazy one. Very fast Amber Skies, tons of just so much Mars stuff going on, which on this channel, we're all about that. So definitely happy to see that. We've got the 3 intentional discharges, double doctors, the Mars Mind Over Matter, so you can just do your crazy turn, pick it all up so it's safe, and then do it again the next turn. But we've also got the Titan Sentry and Empyrean Charge with 3 Connectome transfers, so any creatures that are played in this game have a chance of just never coming back or getting discarded to the Empyrean Charge. So this is a pretty intense deck. Still some tricky stuff in there on when to kind of do what. I think Equidon especially can have some clunky turns with some of the creatures and everything, so it's not like a always gonna win kind of deck, but it's definitely a strong deck. And then yes, as JT Slappy Lab Work on here is saying, these are both signature decks. So on the other side for Not Tonight, we have Miss Dranza de Cassel, also one that she has been bringing to plenty of KAGI matches over the years. This is a Worlds Collide deck with triple Tribute and Crassosaurus, but no Exile. So instead, there's kind of more just the trying to stall the game, trying to maybe blow up. Like, is there a way to blow up the Amber on this one? There's a Senator Strix, so you might be able to actually use the Amber for a key if you can get at least the Tribute Amber on there. But I'm trying to remember. So there's the Cutthroat, so you can kind of tax them a little bit, or sorry, take some Amber, and then when they get it back, you can Cutthroat them to steal some. There's the double Eddies to also help them get to that point. Double Tachyon Pulse is going to be messing with some artifacts, except Stormstrong's deck, notably, no artifacts. So those Tachyon Pulses are not going to be doing a whole lot. I don't know if there's too many upgrades either. DDoS and Windshield, not going to be huge ones in this game, but so those could actually backfire a lot against this deck that has some artifact, or some upgrades at least, but also no artifacts. Quintrina Flex Red Alert, so some creature control here. We got the Medic, which can make for some nice sticky boards. This is just, I mean, this is also a great adaptive deck. It's very tricky because you see a lot of value in some of this Amber control, but how to actually use it to get you to a win. This feels like a deck that is a keep yourself from losing deck, but you really, especially in that game 3, you kind of want to have those like nice routes to victory. So this will be pretty interesting. I'm assuming, especially with this Amber creature control, I think Unclean is going to have a decent leg up here, but we'll just have to see what happens. So let's see, they should be starting right about now, and there's my game link. All right. Oh, and there you go. There's a nice little preview for you all of what is coming up next month that we are all so excited for, and that is the final Refrain tournament that is going to be happening. There's so much hype already about this event, and so we've got it on the background here for just a little bit of a teaser. Also because I was testing backgrounds and I forgot to change it before this game started, so that's just what we get. But that's okay. That'll be fun. But definitely tune in to lots of different content creators when that starts up. It's going to be some crazy stuff. Lots of super high level play, super high level decks. Should be a great time. Riku doing a lot of work getting that organized. So let's see. We've got Stormstrong on the bottom here with the Amber Skies deck, and they are going first. So the Amber Skies will be going first every game. One thing I did not look for on Dranzit is how much archiving it has. I know it has the 2 Eddies. It does have the 2 Tau Taus as well. So actually that Titan Sentry gets a lot more scary when you actually kind of need to use archiving to get through this deck. KAGI Knight. Where are you, Captain Gale? No. Glad we got this in before bedtime over in the EU and stuff. It's always fun. So we've got the Doctor coming down turn 1 for Stormstrong, and this one has the Equidon Pip on there, which is interesting. It's not crazy useful. Is there another? I guess the Game Changer might be Equidon, so I think there is actually a possibility of using this on a Equidon turn and getting a ready Equidon creature with it, which is pretty crazy. Like, the things that this deck can do with all those Mars enhancements is kind of insane. We do have a Tribute gone, as well as the Crassosaurus and Odoac down. The one thing, I mean, this deck does have a decent amount of creature control, and this Zip especially is going to be plenty good creature control, just pulling stuff over to this side. So it only brings back Mars, but if there's a... Oh, right, sorry. So we would need a Mars creature. Good catch. We would need a Mars creature with a Equidon enhancement, which I don't think there is one of these. I'd have to go look at what those enhancements are, but yeah. Good catch. I was a little bit... Well, actually, no. No, because it can... If an Equidon creature has a Mars enhancement, then it counts as Mars, I think, right? Yeah. So I think the Game Changer does have a Mars enhancement on it, and the Vested Herald might as well. I think all of the house enhancements were Mars, which is crazy. There's like 8 Mars house enhancements in here because you have the Eldest Batchminder and the 3 intentional discharges, which is only 5. we'll see. We'll see what happens. So more of the board getting built out there by Not Tonight, just getting some of these Starlines creatures down. Again, the ward's going to start being a little bit of an issue, but there's, again, lots of creature control on Stormstrong's side, including the zip, which could be really interesting to pull that over and then keep it alive because it has the ward on there. Not too many ways to really use it though. So, and there's the second Doctor already. So this Mars deck is going to start firing off. Lots of amber here pretty quick. We'll see if he's got another Mars creature to discard. And getting the capture as well from the windshield there, so keeping some of that amber control. Oh, and the very, very smart there. So the zip destroying itself because the other Doctor is ready to go. So it goes in the discard, Doctor brings it back, pulls another one over, and going to be able to just clear the ward there and keep a large board of these Star Alliance cards. I don't know that you ever use them, but having them is not bad. But already off to a pretty intense start here for Stormstrong's deck. And as far as creature control goes, we do have the Star Alliance cards, both the Red Alert and the Quintrino Flux could do some work here, but the Eldest Badgeminder is down now, and this card, man, if you haven't played with or against this card, it snowballs so fast. It is terrifying. There's a So Salt, so no reaping next turn is actually really big for at least buying yourself time. We're also, since we're back in Saurian, going to get some wards coming down. Yeah, very, very relevant So Salt, which is rare. That card is the one that you just forget to play at first turn, or first card of the turn more often than not, so you just discard it. But it is going to stop the Paragarden from being able to ward anything because it also can't reap here, but it might just be used to fight the Batchminder. Because it is not elusive. That is the one nice thing, and it does not buff itself. So the sooner you can get this off the board, the better. Again, this Doctor can't reap next turn, so you will have one turn with it off the board. But Not Tonight really needs to get rid of the second Doctor soon so that this Mars does not just keep repopulating. Oh, it does have elusive because of the cloaking dongle. I hate that card. Because I forget it so much, and choosing just not to fight because everything is elusive, so it doesn't really matter there. The one Phalanx Strike taking out one of the Doctors, and then some capture going on to that Paraguardian. But we're going to see a Logos turn here, so this could be Connectome, could be double Connectome. At this point, you maybe play some Logos creatures, but it really depends. We got the Worm Tunnel for the extra draw, and man, talk about commons from Amber Skies. This card is just one of my favorites. Like, I love it so much. It's very simple. It requires like some extra pieces to actually be good, but it seems to go off often enough because there's enough like capture pips and stuff in the set, or just capture in general. Like the set has a lot of capture that it just feels great. Man, nasty use there of the Code Monkey archiving both of your opponent's creatures so that you get the Amber and those go back to their archives. Batchminder with Behemoth. Oh, I'd have to... I can never remember what all the Sky Beasts do, but I'm assuming that one has to do with having power counters on it. So let's see, we get the D animator down, just turning Tricerian into an artifact there, and then the Code Monkey getting the DDoS, so nothing bigger than 3 power coming down until that Code Monkey gets taken care of. There's our first Tau Tau Vapors. Gives an amber for each power counter you remove from a neighbor. Oh, gotcha. So you make all your Mars things bigger, and then it strips the power counters to kind of keep getting amber. That's also pretty solid. Let's see, we got a Zap. The Zap will be doing 4 damage here, notably because of the Equidon pip, so still can't kill this Doctor, but you can start taking care of at least one of these other things. Tough question on which one you actually hit here, though. Leginator, welcome. We are right in the middle of game 1 here. It's this Mars deck. This Mars is insane in Stormstrong's deck. I'm always jealous of a good Mars pod, but we'll see. My prediction for this match is that it kind of comes down to match 3. Mineralizing the Batchminder would have been a pretty interesting call there, yeah. Ooh, mini group think tank coming down, able to take out that second doctor. So those doctors, let me see. I don't think there's much recursion outside of the doctors, so I don't think those are coming back. Yeah, so those doctors at least are kind of out of the game for now, which is really good. This zip is just going to get bigger and bigger. Sorry, I still got some nasal stuff going on. One sec. Not really sick anymore, just kind of getting stuff out of my sinus and stuff now to like officially be done with being sick. And ooh, the knowledge is power there for some nice bursts for Not Tonight. Right at the end. Only for 3. So this is actually a really interesting consideration for Stormstrong, because Not Tonight could actually benefit a lot off of the Titan Sentry coming down. But I mean, I guess seeing the knowledge is power now, you're probably not going to cycle back to it too quick. It's interesting though. So Not Tonight up to 9 amber, no keys yet. Stormstrong got the key on the last turn. Doesn't quite have the Mars legs anymore. I mean, it's still good Mars stuff. We do have an intentional discharge that could come down, or a couple of those. I don't think we've seen any of those yet. And Simwix the Bold. But Simwix won't really have much to fight, especially now with the group think tank getting blown up by the implanter. And so this is actually really interesting too, because you kind of want to keep using your Mars, but you don't want to steal this. And so you kind of have to keep bouncing this to keep reaping with the Batchminder so that you don't take this and then give Not Tonight this captured amber eventually. Phlox'em Spike just going to be going out for the amber there. And there's the intentional discharge. So we'll see if he decides to keep the zip with a 4 power or +4 power, or just bounces it to get the Batchminder reap. Yep, goes for the Batchminder reap, doesn't want to deal with stealing a creature with amber on it. Kind of the safe, but still getting amber, getting to check there. Relevant, although we have not seen the eddies yet. We've only seen 1 tribute, and the Crassus Sword is gone. So still plenty of amber control. Oh no, there were 2 tributes in there, weren't there? Yeah, 2 tributes gone. So 1 left for Not Tonight, and both of those eddies. Star Alliance have... I don't think Star Alliance is stopping key. But first key there for Not Tonight. See what the choice is. So this thing still being there means you can still get some wards down, but lots of the Saurian creatures are already gone. There's not a ton in this deck. Shrix and Legionary. So Shrix is the only one left, so it's really kind of, can you get this back on the board and then use this? So it'd have to be kind of a 2-turn combo to actually get the wards out at this point for too much value, and you might be doing that at the expense of giving up this key. So we do see the Logos Call. There's another Tau Tau Vapors. So still archiving, not pulling the archives here. Willing to play into that Empyrean Charge a little bit, just for the sake of having a little bit more tempo. That's always a tough call playing against the Titan Sentry, especially, is do you keep pulling your archives every turn, even though you have to kind of keep archiving just to try and play around that a little bit. But this looks like it's going to be a fairly efficient turn with the card coming down under the Jar Goggle, and then we've got the Sanitation Engineer, and no Eddy either is actually huge. So that key going through for Stormstrong is actually really big. There's so much amber control in here, but against something like a Kichi Empyrean Charge, it's not going to matter nearly as much as trying to stop that key too. So possibly a little bit of a rough draw there for Not Tonight. Second Code Monkey coming down. This is the one that's got the Mars Enhance on it now. So I don't think we looked at the Code Monkeys too much, but one with Mars Enhancement and one with Equidon Enhancement is kind of crazy. Like, especially this deck is crazy. It's just doing so much archiving. There's the Titan Sentry, so all those archives now locked into Not Tonight's archive, and then one more randomly getting thrown in there by the Titan Sentry, and that now getting locked down to the archive or the artifact position, just making it that much harder to remove. Again, no, well, there is artifact control, so this is actually really interesting. Oh. I don't think that worked the way it was supposed to. Did that? Oh, there it goes. He must have been ordering stuff. So everything was moving back. Everything was moving back to the battle line. So that happened first, and then I think it was just like sequence of stuff. This is correct now, because there's a ward here, this was an artifact, and this was an artifact. So we're good. Yeah. Yeah, it was just a little funky there. The way it kind of showed it. Fast Saurian turn here means no Tachyon Pulse. I guess the Tachyon Pulse isn't needed anymore, but being able to get rid of that Titan Sentry. But, well, Stormstrong really isn't too far into their deck yet. They played so much Mars early on that they weren't really digging as much as pulling stuff back from the discard. So there's actually a decent shot that not2night gets to pull this Archives before the Empyrean Charge comes down. But if it comes down this turn, I think that's basically game, right? This is 11 in Archives already, so 3 Amber here and no taxing. Feels like they might have the charge. It's hard to know if you do that Logos play if you don't have it. But it was also, how many cards was that turn? It was a lot of cards, so it might have just been moving cards. And yeah, we see a Equidon turn here, and the Empyrean Charge. Oh, Empyrean Charge does have a pip on it, but I did not see what the pip was. I should have looked at those more closely. There's a Vested Herald for some capture, Security Detail for more capture, and then an Out Negotiate to discard. Oh, this will be flipping something. Probably just flip like the So Salt at this point for an extra steal. So getting to check anyways here, and we did see the last tribute was not used yet. Return Zap to the bottom of the deck. Getting one more steal, so going up to 7 here. Again, we got to see those eddies start coming down to do some of this taxing. You pretty much have to pull your Archives here. Does not pull the Archives. Huh, that is an interesting call. There's a City State. And the Tribute, but I think... I'm sure I remember exactly what the number is on Empyrean Charge. Is it 10? I think they might be able to get a key just by playing it outright. I mean, it is tough, right? Because like you want to try and get the Amber. You want to get the Forge off of this Shrik's Amber. And if they have the charge, that might be right, Captain Gale. Just like if they have the charge, they win anyways here. This is maybe like playing to win, not playing not to lose. But there's also only like 2 cards played off that turn. City State and the Tribute. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough call. Harmonic Pack's now discarding stuff from the Archives. So we lose Reddler and Calvin from the Archives. And the Intentional Discharge getting... Intentional Discharge getting discarded there because there's almost no Mars creatures left. Well, the ones that are left are in the Archives, probably. Okay, here's a Logos turn. Still have 7 Amber on this Paraguardian. Still did not pull the Archives. Maybe can't now. Not enough Amber control without the with just 1 Eddy, because we know both of the Taus are gone. So yeah, that was probably it. Had to keep it in there to even stop this key just on Amber. Rough though, very very rough for not2night here, kind of being stuck in this loop of Just waiting for the Empyrean Charge. So also the Empyrean Charge, it discards the cards first, right? So the Eddy tax will be gone by the time it actually tries to forge the key. Is that right? Maybe it's the other way around. It's -1 for each. Should have looked at these more. Do I have time to switch over? Let's see. Empyrean Charge is... It is combined first. So the Eddy actually is going to factor into stopping that key, but it's only at +6. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I have the commands in here, don't I? That is not the card I said. Anyways, I could maybe find it in here. This might not be updated for Amber Skies. I don't know. I just spelled it wrong with an I. Like, that, it took that much for it to... Yeah, +6 current cost. But it's got a natural pip on it, doesn't it? Empyrean Charge. Yeah, so... We get a Eureka for some more Amber Burst. And then a Connectome, stripping some wards off, getting rid of the Titan Guardian. So now... Again, though, I still think you can't... Kind of what we were saying, you probably can't pull the archives now because of... You need the taxing, because there's not enough other ways to stop this unless... Yeah, because we haven't redrawn. This being right here is huge at this point in the game. And both Tau Taus, so we can't draw through. What do we even have left? It's got to be some, like, Star Alliance stuff. Maybe a couple other logos. Cutthroat Research could actually, yep, do some stealing here. Did I make a mistake, JT? Did I underestimate not2night on Transit? I'm gonna learn. I'll learn one of these days. Second Eddy makes it way more key cost, but that is more archives as well. So not2night does get to check. There is some Amber control. Both of the security details are gone. Now Negotiate's gone. Capture pips. Do we have something? Do they have to pull their archives here will be the question. It might just be a bunch of Equidon stuff left. So unless that Vested Herald has like a capture pip, we might not have too many options here. Yeah, almost all the Amber control is those 3 Equidon cards and then whatever capture pips are in here. Game changer would be if there was actually some creatures. I was biased in this game. It's not just him. I definitely thought this Amber Skies deck would do some stuff. Ooh, Vested Herald throwing one of the Eddies into the archive. But if there's no Amber control, so there you go. not2night taking game 1. That is not the way expected that to go. Yeah, she's saying EC at the bottom. Well, so it might not be at the bottom. It might be in hand, but like we were saying, with the Eddies down... Oh, there's another Connectome too, right? 2 Connectomes? 2 Connectomes surely would have done enough there. That's brutal. Yeah, very, very well done to not2night there, pulling out a really, really tricky win. Unlucky for Stormstrong, maybe just not quite finding the right cards. I wonder if there was something with this turn where maybe the Mind Over Matter just wasn't actually the right play so that you keep that Titan Sentry down here, because the way that washed out, not2night was just able to kill the Titan Sentry right away. Okay, there we go. There's our rematch. Oh, sorry. So there's also... I can do this too. I can try and do this next time, like on my titles. There you go. There's your decks. I'm learning how to do streamer things. Okay, so again, the Amber Skies deck is going first here. Looks like both players have mulliganed already. Starting off with a Eureka, pretty solid. Not Tonight, notably calling Logos, even though she could have called Mars there. Just to really play mind games with your opponent. There's a Tao Tao and Titan Engineer coming down. So I wonder in this matchup, what do you actually archive? What is stuff that you can be okay getting stuck there for a little while? I'd assume it's mostly... I would have said Star Alliance, except last game we saw all that elusive can actually be really tricky to deal with if that Mars comes down too fast. So like keeping some of those Star Alliance cards that are creature control could actually be really good. So maybe just some of your like, I don't know. That's a tough one. That is a tough call. Dinobot 2. Dinobot, get in here. Get out of that game. People trying to spectate. Not Tonight, taking a little bit of time on this one. So we had the Eureka turn 1. No idea what was archived there. Need the event, not them. What's up, Dinobot? Yeah, we didn't get this one added to, we didn't get the link added to the event because it was kind of last minute that I was able to do this, but there we go. So we've got a Phlox'em Spike coming in and taking out the, oh no, that's not enough to kill the, discard of the Vested Herald throws the Titan Guardian in there. So this is actually, I think, in this matchup especially, one, lots of Amber already, right? We're up to check because of that transparency report, but getting some of this Equidon stuff on the board early is huge because like the board control in both of these decks is kind of awkward, but this just means that we're going to have more and more Mars left in the deck for later in the game because you're getting all this sort of like chaff cards out of the way because like those are not cards you're worried about losing to a red alert like we just saw. Right, even this like on the board isn't super impactful except that it is now out of your deck. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking too. In Carnage, you really kind of want to keep that Star Alliance, but I mean, we saw the red alert go out already here. So killing some cards that like, yeah, they'll sit there and reap, but Not Tonight does not really want to go back into Equidon for most of the rest of this game. I think if you can help it. You really want to stay in the Mars and Logos, I believe, in this deck. So we'll see if that comes back to sting him a little bit. Getting the Arms Master down is interesting, but you're going to have so many like connectomes and stuff happening that it's just so hard to actually protect your creatures on this side. Even with the wards, like I think, again, only seeing one connectome last game on Stormstrong's side was really rough because all those wards on Not Tonight's side were, yeah, just really tough to deal with without those. How dare you try and multitask? What am I not giving you that you still need besides deck lists and, you know, agency to go look at stuff yourself? So despite what I just said, we get another Equidon turn, but again, I think this is just more and more handcrafting value for Not Tonight. The more she can get this stuff out on the board early and out of the deck is just going to be huge. So like at this point, you don't care if you connect them, you don't care if your own stuff gets like killed or archived, it's just out of your way. So you can start doing what this deck is going to be really strong with. With the Tricerian Legionary, warding the Arms Master Melina, we get a Phalanx Strike again for not too much value, although it is going to be able to kill this game changer to stop some stealing, which this one is actually really interesting in this deck since this has the well, again, no, this one having the Mars pip isn't as impactful as Mars creatures having Equidon pips. If you have any Mars creatures with Equidon pips, your Doctor's X turns get way scarier because they can now steal instead of reap. Yeah, if this game goes long, then I'll have to also go back to working and streaming. But we'll see. They're playing at a decent pace, so I'm not too worried. And it's good stuff happening here. We also had a little bit of a tribute there, but not really for much any value. I think it was just the one captured. Only if they have the Equidon pip, right? Is it? So that's where, again, where I'd have to look. If that Dr. X has an Equidon pip, then yes, it's actually actively bad to have Game Changer on the board. Holy cow. What a turn. This deck is just blazing. Code Monkey picking up 2 of those Equidon creatures. And then Connectome picking up the rest of the board, getting Not Tonight up to 6 Amber, check a key 2. Stormstrong has no board, lots of archives though, so if we see an Eddy here, this key will at least get stopped. But archives are starting to pile up, not getting pulled here either. Means that you got to start watching out for logo stuff coming down next turn from Not Tonight's side. Ooh, there's Knowledge is Power though for a nice little burst from Stormstrong's side, trying to get back into this. Cutthroat for no value, but ask you to commentate mine and JT stream. Oh, I can't. I gotta go back to work. This is my lunch break. But you could just stream it yourself, right? Like, that's at least doable. I almost thought about asking someone else to stream me and Fabulosing's game tonight, so I can just actually play and not commentate, but I like commentating my own games. It's fun. The triple header. Okay, cool. I'll hop on and watch, but yeah, I got stuff to do. It's been a crazy week. My work is. All right, so Not Tonight getting key 2 here, which means all you need is Empyrean Charge basically to win it. Still not enough in archives quite yet. Except Empyrean Charge, does Empyrean Charge have a natural archive on it too? I can never... Just need to look because I already put it up here. What does it say? No, it's just straight to the key cheat. Okay, yeah. Oh, then you're doing Quick Draw Crusader. Is that one today? I thought that one got moved to like Saturday or something. There's a lot of games going on, but the amount of them that are actually getting covered this time is awesome. Gives me a lot of hope for Final Refrain too. Okay, Not Tonight, taking a little bit of time on this turn, probably just kind of planning out how many turns or what does it take to get you to Empyrean Charge. It has a pip. I was wondering if it just did a natural archive too, but it's the Sentry that does an archive, either of your opponent's or your own, but it's kind of risky to do your own because it's random. Two Connectomes are gone though, so you're actually running a little bit lower on ways to get more stuff into the archives, and gotta imagine this archives for Stormstrong gets pulled pretty soon here. Because he knows what he's playing around, right? Like, he was thinking about it all last game. Like, archives just keep sitting there. I need them. But what we're seeing is that just the Amber Burst from this deck can also really take you there. So another Equidon turn. Pull in the archives, so Not Tonight, not even really playing too much into the Empyrean Charge. Just going to try and do as much damage as she can with just playing out pips and doing some disruption there with the Vested Herald. So... interesting. Gotta be really handcrafting, but that's a lot of turns of Equidon now. So she is, yeah, really got some handcrafting going on. Starline's turns. We could see a little bit more of the like upgrades and warding coming on. Tachyon Pulse here. actually does hurt you, right? Because oh no, attack impulse only hits stuff with upgrades, so it doesn't hit these. So you can at least maybe get those out for some pips. I'm guessing he's deciding whether or not to pull the archives here, but decides not to, so still playing just that risky game. Destroying the swapper and the sanitation engineer, cloaking down on the groupthink, and then medic Ingram. Warding the groupthink. So this one is actually kind of one of those cards that can really help deal with the Mars board. When that comes out, it gets wide real quick, and we see the Mars call here, so probably pretty good heads up play there by Stormstrong, just knowing if I need to keep one of these alive, this is the one that's going to get me out of what's coming next. Sorry about that. Just lingering sickness. Okay, so we got the intentional discharge, just going for the Code Monkey Reap, even though Simwix could have done some stealing there, especially with the elusives. That Simwix is just fighting for free. Interesting call there. Got the second intentional discharge. Okay, so this one's gonna ready the Simwix. Gonna throw some amber on one of these creatures, doesn't matter which one you fight because they're both elusive. And we'll get the capture too. Simwix, one of my favorites. I love that card. Amber in hand. Yeah, but I mean, what do we still have for creature control? I still have 2 harmonic packs, right? We still have, oh man, all 3 intentional discharges gone there. It's crazy. One more Connectome. Both Vested Heralds being gone does hurt. So yeah, that might be the safer play. Yeah. Right, Empyrean Key with Captured Amber. What do you mean by that? Oh, can't forge an Empyrean Key. Sorry, I thought you said forget. You're good. Yeah, that's also true, Astron. I was assuming there was only the 1 discharge, but 3 discharges definitely makes that different. Did she only use 2 though? Oh no, she did the 3rd one. Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense when there are 3 of them. Ooh. The setup for a tribute into the ward. This is actually a huge turn for Stormstrong. See if he can get it to stick, but this could be an entire free key. And that's the archives pulled as well. And the intentional discharges all being gone means that your doctors aren't coming down for any value. Phlox'em Spike is gone. 2 harmonic pack does actually clear this though. 1 can strip the ward, and the second one can discard this archives for the full 5 damage. Ping plus Mind Over Matter. Do you see the Mars call though? A Reap with the Code Monkey. This is getting dicey. This is a very close game after this turn. There's 1 harmonic pack. What gets targeted here will be very telling. Okay, so there's the Shrix. Loses the ward. Just, oh, pulled the, plays a contract execution, so that'll do some extra damage here. Oh, or just plays the Mind Over Matter with the Mars Pip, and you're golden. Yeah, so that's going to be, it's not game, because that is 5 in archives now, and we have not seen any eddies yet, so 1 eddy actually stops this key here. But we saw this is a tough place, because now you have to also start worrying about Empyrean Charge. Yeah, that was a crazy play. That was exactly what Not2night needed there. Eddie, there's the Guardian, and then the Jar Goggle. So choosing not to cover up the side of the Guardian, I know there's a lot of other high value creatures in this deck. And a lot of the creature control is gone now, so this is more to protect this from getting, or this even from getting archived. There's one Connectome left. We're down 2 and the Mind Over Matter, but yeah, one Connectome left. And then the Contract Execution is gone. One Harmonic Pack is gone. So yeah, actually getting really, really low on creature control. But if you take out this Eddie, then one more Eddie basically locks you into losing to the Empyrean Charge, because you have to keep your archives to stop the key after that. Unless, oh, we actually haven't seen the Crassosaur yet either. There's a lot of game left to play in this. This could be a lot here. Yeah, I mean, if we see Charge real soon, that could just be game. If not, then Stormstrong does have a few different options for prolonging this game at least, but the question is, how do you kind of also keep getting Amber to win, now, especially now that that Shrix and all that capture is gone. All 3 tributes are gone now, so it's basically down to the Eddies and the Crassosaur. Okay, so we got a Code Monkey, we got the D-Animator throwing the Guardian down, so this could just be a Connectome. There's the Sentry. So there is enough power to still fight the Sentry. Sentry elusive? No. So still enough power to fight the Sentry. No value for the Worm Tunnel. No, what we were saying is Empyrean doesn't get past the tax from Eddie. Because it checks the key value, or the plus from the archives first, so Eddie is still taxing at that point. But I think this turn might seal that, except for Crassosaur. Crassosaur actually really, really stops that. We'll see the... There's only one Phalanx Strike, and that's also gone, so the Titan Sentry is going to be able to sit here still. But some wards here also making it tricky. So if you can kill Eddie and then Empyrean here, that will be a win, which you only need to do 2 fights. Because we're at, need a little bit more than that. We're at 9. Yeah, it counts what's in archive before they get discarded, so Eddie is still taxing at that point. So there's 9 in archives, and it's +6. It's got a pip on it, so you'd need 1 more Amber, and the D-Animator reaps for that. So if she has it, it's a fight, reap, and then the Empyrean. But we saw it basically at the bottom of the deck for Stormstrong game 1, so it could be down there again. Yeah, so I mean, last turn with the 11 Amber, it probably still would have won, but well, actually, I'd have to do the math. Yeah, it probably still wins past the Eddie last turn, but this turn right now it doesn't. You'd need like, yeah, you'd need to have 3 Amber, I think. Was it just 1 short? Because it was only 6 in archive. Or was there 2 archives last turn? Yeah. Anyway, didn't have it, so doesn't quite matter yet. We'll see how this game finishes out. Crassosaur probably sitting there for a while again. We saw a lot of the creature control gone. 3 short right now. It shouldn't be now, because they get... So you could... can you fight here? Yeah, you can fight. Reap here, puts another in archives. So then that'd be 10 in archives. I guess you'd have to put... That actually increases your tax. Yeah, it's tricky. But you got... Well, I guess it doesn't matter because you killed the Eddie. I think fighting the Eddie off the board here is still pretty good, no matter what. No, you discard from both archives, right? So it counts whatever Stormstrong has too. So right now we're at -9 to the key cost for Empyrean Charge, +7 from the Eddie. But when the 11 Amber was there, you still get that easy. Yeah. It's probably a critical turn here. Yeah. The 7 in archives for Stormstrong. Oh, I guess, sorry, my dumb little Phlox'em bar is covering that up. Where is that? There you go. There's the 7 in archives. I was blocking that this whole time. Nobody told me anything. Thinking is math. That is, in this scenario, that's, I mean, it's true, or it's like, what do I need to do this turn to know I have it next turn? If she hasn't drawn it yet, right? It is a Logos call, so pretty good shot. We got it here. There's the ward stripped. There's the fight. This is not an after fight effect, so there's no random archive. Oh, I'm not saying it's not a strong card. It's a crazy strong card. I never had good luck with the Dataforge anyway, so I would say Dataforge is maybe an underpowered card in most decks that it's in. Empyrean Charge is hard for it to be bad, because it still has value even if you don't get the key cheat. Okay, so the Eddie's gone. Keys right now would be at -3 cost. You're getting 1 pip from the Empyrean Charge, so you need a Reap with the Deanimator to go to 2. And then the pip on the Deanimator, or on the Charge, puts you to 3. And you're at +6, -9 for the archives. Should be a key here. Yeah, Empyrean in the way that decks look right now for the high level is just so good. It's possibly doing math again here just to triple check the numbers are working out, because if that's all she has in hand, it is the exact amount that she needs to actually forge this key. But I think if she reaps with this, should have it. Yeah, for something like this, when it's that close, you definitely want to be sure. She agrees. Counting is hard. All right, I'm gonna need to move this in the future. Problem is I need it a little bit to the left. I need my face to the left so you can see my actions when I'm actually playing. But when I'm just casting, I can have it move to the right. So maybe I need to make 2 different scenes. I do have a new scene. We have been working on scenes, or some overlays for the final refrain, which has been fun. No, I don't think you need this 11 or the 10 back. If you just get to 3 amber here with the charge, you win. Because the Eddie's gone now, so there's no taxing. Stormstrong smiling because that is one of the reasons why he likes this as an adaptive deck, is counting is hard. Yep. What's interesting is I wonder if it's actually easier math if instead of killing the Eddie, you fight, oh, you have to fight all 3 of them into the Crassosaur. But if you just take out the Crassosaur instead, oh, there's a Connectome too. Oh, with the Connectome, yeah, that's cake on the charge. Still had 3 left. Man, those are some really interesting games. Can't kill, yeah, because it's got the 2 armor. Yeah, I was thinking, I had the math wrong there. See? It's hard. Math is hard. Stormstrong saying, or sorry, yeah, not tonight saying she got pretty lucky with game 1. I played it well though, you know, still had to work through all of the taxing math and everything to get there, and then this game, the stuff kind of lined up again. Like, it's just so hard to know if you should just keep pulling your archives when you're playing against the Empyrean charge, rather than let it kind of pile up in this case, because you kind of need it for the eddies. It's a really interesting sort of like double-edged sword you have to walk with a matchup like this. Played the cards I was dealt, don't we all? But big congrats to Not Tonight making it into next round of Top Cut, and congrats to Stormstrong making it this far. It's this league, this KAGI league is just going to get more and more competitive, but it's also getting a lot bigger, which is just so exciting. Like, there's so much fun stuff happening with this, so really excited to see that and get to catch some of these awesome games. So there you have it. Let's see real quick if our bracket, where's our bracket at? Keep forgetting I should just every time it's never where I think it is. There we go. I just need to favorite this. Okay, so we've got Nobe taking down B-Hawk 2-0. General Store beating Donut's Dad 2-0. We got to do that game on stream, so between me and Fabulosing, we'll be playing the winner of that. And then we've got Stormstrong and Not Tonight playing this one. Not Tonight moving on, going to play against Captain Gale, been in chat here, and Ian Yoink. Astron and JT, you guys are playing. What time are y'all playing? Is it in like 5 minutes? I can do a raid. Do some fun streaming stuff, but if it's gonna be in a little bit, then I might just cut the stream off because I need to get back to work. Yep, it is in 5 minutes. Awesome. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna go see if Astron has the stream up yet really quick. Do this over here. Nope. Okay. Well, then we're not gonna raid you. I don't even know if you allow raids. Anyways, link will be in the chat, I'm sure, for KAGI, so go check that out. They're going to be playing in just a few minutes. Astron's still in chat. Yeah, you are. I see you. Go check that out. Next game, and it sounds like a game after that too. Did we get that right? All 3 of those are happening today? We can actually look at that here. The events. What the heck? There we go. So we've got that starting in 5 minutes, and then Quick Draw versus Crusader in a little bit after that. So that'll be an hour and a half after that is when those guys are going, and Astron looks like you're covering that too. So man, just so much adaptive this afternoon. It's fantastic. And then, like I said, I'm playing tonight against Fabulosing, so check that out around, I think we're doing 8 Eastern. Yep, it is. But that's great. And that means people are actually on schedule getting these games done on the week that they're scheduled, which doesn't always happen. So yeah, you're just covering yours and then the one after yours, from what I understand. And then I'll probably just do my own tonight against Fabulosing. So be on the lookout for those. But thank you all for hanging out and checking out the stream. And we'll get this up on the YouTube soon. Big congrats to Not Tonight again for making it into next round. And we will see you all either in a few minutes in Astron stream, or tonight on mine, or sometime this weekend for the rest of these games as they finish out. But thank you all for hanging out, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.